Tragedies, unsolved mysteries, stories we never really got the answers to. But as Malaysians, these stories are need to know, and they mustn't be forgotten. Canny Ong Lai Kian was an IT analyst living in the US with her husband, Brandon. In June 2003, she came back to Malaysia to visit her father, and a day before she was due to return to the US, she went out for dinner with her family and friends in Bangsa. After the meal, she went to the basement car park to fetch her parking ticket from her car, and she asked her mother and sister to wait for her by the auto-pay machine. Canny was kidnapped by a man who would later be identified as Ahmad, Najib, Aris in the underground car park at 10:45 p.m. Two policemen patrolling on motorcycles stopped Canny's car. An officer took their identity cards, and while he was checking them, Najib tried to drive off and he managed to get away. In the early hours of the following morning, he raped Canny. He then stabbed her twice and pushed her body into a roadside drain. He escaped in a taxi and returned the next day and doused the body in petrol and set fire to it. Canny's remains were discovered by a construction site manager, while her car was found abandoned. A witness was able to give the court crucial evidence that helped to convict Najib. The Shah Alam High Court had sentenced 40-year-old Najib to death on the 23rd of February 2005. He was also sentenced to the maximum of 20 years in prison and 10 strokes of the cane for raping her. Najib was hanged at dawn on Friday, the 23rd of September 2016 for the rape and murder of Canny Ong Lai Kian. Ever since her tragic death, more security measures were put in place to protect women, including women's-only parking, extra security guards, CCTVs, and even panic buttons in shopping malls and public areas. But Malaysians still wonder, what was the connection between Canny and Najib? What was his motive? Why didn't Canny escape from the car when she had at least 2 chances to do so? Sadly, we will never know the answer.